ladies. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and it'll say subscribed. And for all of you that have been hanging with me for a while, if it doesn't say subscribed, be sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell to let you know when I upload a new video. Just a little housekeeping stuff. I was watching with G. We tend to watch RV YouTubers during happy hour, and I noticed that on one of them he had like 700 or 800 views at the time that I watched the video, yet only about 60 people had thought to give a thumbs up. So if you're watching any YouTubers, it helps if when you watch it, if you just give a thumbs up. And that goes for the So Yeah brothers. The other day I was on their channel, and Tiacum made the comment that, hey, there's like 500 of you here, but only 100 thumbs up. Can you all just give us a thumbs up? The reason for that is if each time you watch a YouTuber and you hit that thumbs up button, it increases some algorithm for Google and the YouTube platform and helps that YouTuber. What happens is if you have enough traffic coming through your channel, then Google pushes it out in more areas for other people to see that, oh, if you like quilting, this might be a place that you want to go look at. So it really helps if you do the thumbs up for the YouTubes that you're watching. And I know we all forget to do that, but me included. But now I'm, after hearing the So Yeah brothers talk about it and looking at an RV video, I thought, oh, I'm going to make an effort that I'm spending time watching these YouTubers, and so why don't I give them a thumbs up? Thank you for listening to my little commercial. Today I have lots to share with you. Okay, bless me, Father, I screwed up this last week. And I was, first of all, we're having a Fat Quarter Shop gift card giveaway today. Even though I haven't received my Fat Quarter Shop package. And the reason being is I was wondering what happened to my package. I wanted to show you the pattern that if anybody wants to order it and do it together, I'm looking on my phone so I can show it to you. If anyone wants to do the table runner with me, that you could order the pattern, and it's done with 5-inch squares. And so we could all kind of do it together. And so I was waiting to share that with you for when I got the package in. And let me just look it up here. It's done with 5-inch squares. Okay, I'm getting closer. Let's see. Oh boy, I'm going to put the link for it in the description box. Oh, here it is. It's the mini brick road table runner pattern. And it's done with a 5-inch charm pack. And the charm pack I ordered was a Dr. Seuss charm pack because I really wanted to make it for my younger grandson's household, because I thought it would be a fun table runner to have on their dining table. Well, I was waiting to do the giveaway. This is a ridiculous story. Are you still hanging? Do you have your drink? You might need, I know it's morning, but you might need more than water. So it's been over 2 weeks since I first announced the gift card giveaway, and that we were going to do a little sew along together for whoever wanted to do the table runner. Well, yesterday I said, Fat Quarter Shop is always spot on with their shipping. Very timely. I don't have one complaint. So what the heck is going on for over 2 weeks? So I decided to check on my order, and I went online. You might have guessed it. The cart was still there. I never pressed the button to buy. The cart was still there. I was like, okay, that's a major brain fart. And so I pressed the buy button. And immediately, because Fat Quarter Shop is so great, immediately I got a notice that said, your order has been processed and we'll let you know when it ships. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. But we're doing a Fat Quarter card giveaway today. It's a $35 giveaway gift card. So if you wish to enter, please be sure you're a subscriber. I'd appreciate it if you bring a friend along and subscribe, although that's not a requirement. And let's use the word gift in your comments. And next video, we'll give that gift card away. But if you want to start with me on the table runner, you know which pattern it is, and I'll put it in the description box, drop down box. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. So I hope you have your stitching while we just have our little sewing bee together. I am still working on the table runner. The table runner. See? This is why I didn't press the buy button. My brain is all over the place. I'm still working on my tumbling block binding. This is a big mamma jamma, and so it's going to take me a while. That's why I'm stitching it while I'm with you. And I love my chair in my sewing room because it has arms, and I can rest my arm on there, which helps with the shoulder. It's that's the thing, is that as we dive head first into all these crafts, crafting should be part of the Olympic event, because it really does take a toll on your body. It's like your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your wrists. I mean, it should be, can you imagine if it was an Olympic event? How fast can you get the binding done? Yes, yes. Anna in Oregon, representing the United States, is on her second leg of her binding. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing, isn't it? Well, I wanted to show you what I got done and what is in store for March, because here's the thing, it's already March. And I don't know what happened with March 1st, but when March 1st rolled over, in fact, G and I were watching a movie, and he said, it's March 1st. And I literally whipped my head around and I said, it's March 1st? And he said, yeah, it's March 1st. I mean, I could almost hear the little chipmunks or the little hamster wheel turning in there going, it's March 1st. It was like crazy making for a minute. So I thought to myself that I want to think about some process for myself before G looks over at me and says, it's September 1st. Because I know then I will be freaked out. I will just be freaked out. But I did finish my little March gnome ornament by Buttermilk Basin. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. And so that'll be hanging on my gnome tree, my year gnome tree. So that was a finish. And then I finished the circle for the home pillow that sits on the bench in my entryway. What does that all mean? It means that I have got to prep and start stitching April's. That's why when he said March 1st, I kind of went, oh, the next one is April. Yeah. So here is and this one, I mean, this one is adorable. Buttermilk Basin, Year of the Gnomes. This is the monthly ornament. Look at, she's got bunny slippers. Bunny slippers. I can hear G working in the garage. I hope he's not doing something he shouldn't be doing. And then the Welcome Home Center Circle for March is Little Chick. So I've got those two things to prep. Basket, couple eggs, tulips. Yeah, which makes you realize, okay, flowers are right around the corner. And I love gardening. Did I ever tell you? I'm not a born gardener. You know, some people just have a green thumb. And like my girlfriend, Robin, you know, I mean, she just has to think about a plant and it's suddenly growing in her yard. Not so much for me, but I do love gardening. I just am not as knowledgeable, so I have an app on my phone that is a plant identifier, and I can take a picture of any flower, tree, or weed and on my phone, and it'll tell me all about it and tell me how to take care of it and what's going on with it. If it looks like a plant that's not doing well, it will tell me what I need to do. And so I'm looking forward to this gardening season because I'm really anxious to do some more planting. My yard is, the original builder of this home was an avid, he seemed like he might have been one of those master gardeners. And he did a fabulous job. He did a fabulous job. Me, I'm on the learning curve of being a gardener. And I remember one year, our very first home. So we lived in an apartment. Then we moved to a townhome. And from the townhome, we moved to an old farmhouse, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom farmhouse on an acre of land. And it was out in the country. But what I loved about it was it had 6 mature black walnut trees. I might have told you this story already, but there's some newbies here. Of course, they might not come back after this story, but so I was very excited to be able to harvest my own walnuts. And so when that season came around to harvest them, I was out there picking and picking up all the black walnut pods. And the way black walnuts grow is there's this big round green pod, and it kind of pops open a little bit, and inside is like a hard walnut shell. And so I was just like, wow, I mean, we didn't have a lot of pennies between us, and so to be able to have my own walnuts for cooking and baking was just spectacular. And so I harvested those 6 trees of walnuts, cracked them open, took the meat out, put it on a cookie sheet, and dried them. What I didn't realize is that the reason they're called black walnuts is that the pod has a dye, and so my hands were black, dyed. I was a labor and delivery nurse. It took a couple of weeks for that black dye to come off my hands. I'm not telling you, I was so embarrassed. I kept gloves on. Probably the reason why I became allergic to latex gloves. I kept them on the entire time I was working because, oh yeah, there's nothing like going in to take care of a patient and your hands are dyed. Yeah. And you have to explain to every patient, I was picking black walnuts. Yeah, boy, I was really careful after that. Really careful. So why was I telling you that story? We'll just have to see. Oh, so here it is, March 1st, and I begin to think about what is it that I would like to be doing along the way so that in December I will not be crazy. Yeah. And I came up with this brilliant idea. Brilliant. I love making pillowcases. I love donating pillowcases to different organizations. I love making pillowcases at Halloween for my grandkids to go trick-or-treating with. I love giving the kids pillowcases at Christmas time. I just like pillowcases because it's that satisfying when you're proficient at making a pillowcase. It's less than an hour to make one. And so there's a big satisfaction quotient to it. So much so that I have always had a Pillowcase Project box. Yes. And in it, I stuff it with fabrics that I think would make fabulous pillowcases. You know, like I have a cuff for a spaceman. I have very adorable, you know, a lot of novelty fabrics. Oh, here's C3PO. You know, I just have lots of fun pillowcase fabrics. And I keep buying, I love novelty fabrics. And maybe it's because I have grandchildren, but really, there are a lot of community groups that would love to get pillowcases. So it's not just if you have grandchildren. Ooh, this one is fun. This is actually a glow-in-the-dark flannel with stars. But what I decided to do is to make one pillowcase a month. That's just, if I do say so myself, for me, absolutely brilliant. Because rather than thinking, oh my God, I gotta make pillowcases, it's almost Halloween and I have to make, you know, like 3 pillowcases. I'm going to make one pillowcase a month and just have it stacked, ready to present. And so if you would like to join me on this awesome, awesome idea, get yourself a Pillowcase Project bag. I will link below in the description box the tutorial that I did on making pillowcases, because it's brilliant. And one of my girlfriends in my fabric stalker group was the one that first taught us how to do this years and years and years ago, and it's always been a joy to make. So join me. I'm talking only one pillowcase a month, and then come Christmas time or come October or whenever, you have a nice little pile of pillowcases that could be gifted. I just think that, I mean, I immediately felt like a weight was lifted off of me, and I didn't even know it was there. I didn't even know it was there. So, yeah. So I'm going to do that. And I guess I'm going to do that because yesterday you know, the So Yeah brothers in Las Vegas, they do, I've said this before, a twice weekly show on YouTube. And luckily for me, it's right at the time G and I kind of get together for a happy hour, prep dinner, and so I'm not always available at that time to look. But yesterday I turned it on because he was cooking, and the very first fabric they showed, cha-ching, it was Marvel. Marvel superheroes. I'm like, I have 3 grandsons. My sister has grandsons and granddaughters. I mean, the Marvel comics have across the board heroes for all children. And so I bought that fabric and I said, okay, this is going to be good for my pillowcase project for the year. Yeah. That's how I'm justifying it. That's how I'm justifying it. Yeah. It's, are you still stitching? Are you stitching? I got a little bit more done, huh? See, this is good that we meet. I find that, sometimes it's like I tell myself, oh, you can't do a video till you have something spectacular to show, which is hardly ever going to happen. And I find that I need the company. It's it's like having friends here when you're by yourself. I guess that's the best way I can say it. You know, I mean, I'm very, very comfortable in my own little world. There's no doubt about that. But I, you know, the world has been tipped on its axis, and so there's so much fear and sadness and that feeling of not knowing what to do, and it's just a challenge right now. And I saw this pattern. It was by Christy Leah, and it's a pattern you can download in support of the refugees from Ukraine. And, you know, my heart grieves for that situation. When I was in Croatia and Slovenia and Slovakia, they were 6 years out of civil war. And even 6 years later, you could tell what a struggle it was. You know, the community 6 years later was still struggling. And we are so blessed here and in other countries where in our lifetime we haven't felt that. And I just felt like there's things maybe in our own little way that we can do things and help and support. And this pattern came across in which the money, when you bought the pattern, it was donated for the refugees that are going to, the organizations that are going to be already setting up to help the refugees. And sunflower was one of the flowers for Ukraine, and it is a paper-pieced sunflower. And so I bought it and printed it out. Paper piecing has always been the most challenging form of quilting for me. I waste a ton of fabric because it's very hard for me to think about how big a piece I need to flip. But I saw this and I wanted to, in my own way, help the Ukrainian population, and so I bought this pattern. So I'm going to give it a try this next week, and I'll put the link for this pattern. It's been all over Instagram and Facebook, so I'm sure many of you have seen it. But oh man, all these numbers just gonna frighten me. But you want to feel like you've done something. Yeah, you want to feel like you've done something. And I did, well, I should take a few more stitches here before I keep blabbering away, huh? Finish my one thread. Yeah, I did a little bit of straightening around in the beehive. I seem to be making somewhat of a piggy pile all over with fabric. It might be time to throw a couple quilts together. I've been having so much fun with my Korean vegan cookbook. Oh my gosh, it's just been yummy, yummy, yummy. G has been the major cook in our family, but when it comes to Korean cooking, I can get it started, and he does the sauce. He is definitely his father's son. Okay. I think I'm ready to get another length of thread because it keeps coming unthreaded because it's so short. And I find that I still have thread fear, you know, the idea of not being able to get thread. And I tell you, we can't get out of the grocery store. Of course, here I can't complain. At least we have a grocery store. But it sure is expensive these days, isn't it? I love having all my tools on this little cart rack that are readily available. Yeah. So, Dr. Paul Farmer passed away recently, 62 years of age, and I really decided that I wanted to read more about him. And this is a Tracy Kidder book, Mountain Beyond Mountains, The Quest of Dr. Paul Farmer, a Man Who Would Cure the World. And so I would recommend everyone in this time in our world to take a chance on this book and read about one man's life calling. I think it'll be a fabulous read. I've been really batting 100 on the book reading and the movies. I never watched the SAG Awards, you know, the Screen Actors Guild Award. I would sometimes watch the Oscars, and but I just hadn't. And we were pretty big movie buffs, and it's been so out of, you know, we haven't gone to a theater, and so I'm saying a lot, aren't I? My mother would be correcting me. But so this last week I decided to watch the SAG Awards so I could see what movies had been made that I haven't seen and what's coming out and what's going on with all of that. And one of the Lifetime Achievement Award was given to Helen Mirren, who is, you know, kind of at the top of my list of actors that I'm willing to watch what she does. She's a talent, one of those. Hence, she got the Lifetime Achievement Award. And so when she was giving her acceptance speech, they were like, as she was walking up to give it, they were flashing all the movies she had been in. And one of the movies, I said, how could I not have seen that movie? What is that movie? And so I Googled it on my phone, and it was from 2016. And so it made me think, what was I going through, or what was my life like in 2016 that I totally did not see that movie? And it had a handful of big-time stars. I mean, Will Smith. I was just amazed that I hadn't seen it. So I wondered, you know, if I had avoided it because of the subject content or what. But the movie is called Collateral Beauty. and it's on, I saw it on Netflix. I think they have it on Amazon Prime too, but I saw it on Netflix. And at first, when I was first watching the movie, like in the first hour, I was going, this is really strange. But I loved it. The ending totally caught me off guard. Totally caught me off guard. And so I would recommend that movie. Yeah, I would recommend that movie because I think it's a good one. I can't believe I didn't see it. Yeah, I haven't been to a theater. I can't even remember. And downtown Portland, we used to love to walk from our condo in downtown Portland to the living room theater. It was about 10 blocks from us, and it had a restaurant in it and a bar, and you could order, if you didn't want to sit in the restaurant or the bar, you could order your items and they would deliver it to your movie seat. And some of the seats in the back of the theater, of each theater, had tables. And so we used to love to go to movies there. And they showed a lot of foreign films or indie films. And the owner of that theater actually lived on my floor, a few doors down. But boy, I haven't been down there in a long time. Now, someone asked me, I know this is probably going on way too long a video because of the jibber jabber, but I wanted to just go through one more thing, couple more things before we called it a day. I'm so pleased that you came. Someone asked me if I could show a little bit of how I organize my Sue Spargo Block of the Month trade wins and my Sand Dollar Sue Spargo project are both housed in this Yazzie maxi bag. And the reason I love this bag is because not only does it hold more than one project, the fabric that it's made out of, it can take the travel in it. And the pockets that are in it are unbelievable. So this is actually almost like a suitcase. But she had said that she was somewhat intimidated by all the pockets. So I'm going to just give you a peek. So how I use this is that in the front pocket I have my fabrics that come with the Block of the Month. My binder, my Block of the Month binder, which is a tool set that Sue recommends you adopt, is that each month you get your patterns and you put them in those clear plastic sheets so that you don't lose or get out of order what you're working on. And so that binder just sits in here because this is the maxi bag and it is all about the size. And look at, I have 5 stars. So I started the star program that I was doing on Stitch Roadies with this particular project because I like giving myself stars. And so every time I work on my project, I get a star. The book sits inside. This is the Creative Stitching Book, 2nd edition. and it is your Sue Spargo Bible. The pockets I have here, all the different, each pocket has a different type of thread. So like the wool stitching threads here, the thread that's not on a spool is up here. On this side, I have, for my sand dollar project, I have my silk and pearl wound on the little cardstock that you get from Sue. Bags of specialty threads I will have in this pocket. Here's all the thread that has the sparkly on it. I have my needles all in one pocket. And in the envelopes that come with this bag, I have the charms, all the extra thread, the beading thread, all these specialty designed tools that Sue's son has developed, like the spoke tool is, this is like a must-have. I have in this envelope, and then here's my sand dollar project. What I can say is that you have to organize your Yazzie bag to fit how you process or move through the projects. So don't be intimidated by the number of envelopes. Be happy that there's so many to choose from. And some I don't have filled yet, but I know I'll be getting more things. And so, you know, this top pocket with the fabric, I'll put all the extra scraps from the previous block in here because I might want to use them. And then it just kind of has a zipper from both sides so that you can zip it up to the center, and then handles, and off you're going to travel. So it's not, it may seem intimidating at first, but it's not. It feels good that everything is contained in that bag. So I highly recommend that. Before we go, I found this fun thing when I went to pick up this book, Mountains Beyond Mountains. This is by Tracy Kidder. I saw this in the checkout line, and I had to pick it up because I thought, what a fun thing to be able to read at the end of each video. And it's a game called Things They Don't Teach You in School. Yeah, things they don't teach you in school. And so I thought I would put it out there and see, and then answer on the next video. Okay, here's a question for you. I'll give you 4 questions, and then I'll answer those questions on the next video. Do you hear better or worse after eating a lot of food? What is the most common day to have sex? In what decade was shampoo invented? How much taller is the Eiffel Tower in the summer than in the winter? Things they don't teach you in school. So we'll give you the answers next time. Something for you to ponder. In the meantime, subscribe, thumbs up, leave in the comments the word gift, and let's give away a Fat Quarter $35 gift card. And next time, hopefully we'll be able to start that table runner. You all take care. Thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. I really love you guys. Thank you for keeping me company.